I'm Marina Dinch, co-director of CRT Partnership Company, talking today to Richard Bloss, a managing editor of Perfomedia, and the topic is, does social media work? Hello, Richard.
Morning, Rena.
Morning. How are you doing?
I think I'm doing okay, actually. Interesting question that you want to talk about, actually.
Yes, so tell me please, what do you think? Does social media work?
Well, we're one of those businesses where, surprisingly, we don't use social media, but that's probably because...
Why is that?
Well,
okay, everybody using social media.
Well, it's because we're B2B, but I was interested
because you're old-style businessman.
No, it's because I'm interested in what works. And we find, if we're talking about that, then we find that particularly large companies will spend a lot of money on social media advertising, and they get a lot of leads, but they don't know which ones are really going to fly, and that's the problem. So then they have to employ people to do a sort of a pre-sales thing, and then they have to finally get down to the point of actually making contact with people. But that's a very expensive route to market. Why don't you just pick up the telephone?
Because it's difficult. I know it sounds surprisingly because we do talk over telephone all the time, but we're living now in post-COVID world. So people used to use text messages, social media, and they don't talk to each other as much as before. Do you find it? I mean,
I do find it, and it's hard. It's hard actually to actually engage with people because they are almost frightened of it. They're frightened of the human engagement.
You had a lot of experience in your business. Then, if you want to talk to to a company, usually it's a small startup, then you find out that you open their website and then there is no phone number, there's no contact person, there is what? Only fill the form and we get back to you as soon as we can, or...
Which doesn't work.
Which doesn't work. Why it doesn't work?
Well, that's the point. We haven't worked out why it doesn't work, but it doesn't work because if you look at the whole sales process, if we go back to that, you find that ultimately it depends on the belief that someone you can trust can work with you. So this avoidance completely in any sort of human relationship, we find really hard to understand why people do it at all. And financially, it doesn't work in our experience. But I'm only talking about B2B. And I know you were telling me about your daughter, which is a completely different experience.
Yes, because she's in her late teens and she uses social media like Instagram, Facebook. It's not advertising at all, but I mean, for her, it does work because I pay money for that advertising. Yes. Yes. And it's not even the question of buying things. It's the question that she actually doesn't need those things she buys. Because she sees nice picture on Instagram and it looks nice, like ring, I don't know, skirt, whatever. Oh yes, I want it. Why do you want it? Oh, it looks nice, it's cheap. Yes, it's cheaper than probably by 40% than the price on the high streets. Yeah. But then you get the things that you don't need and the quality sometimes isn't the best and what? And so you're just spending money on nothing.
So random retail, you would say
random retail works very well. Yes.
Works very well. And it saves you actually going into something called the high street up to a point.
And talk to people.
Yeah, yes.
So it's all about socializing. So I would prefer to go, instead of searching on a website, yes, sometimes you have to, but I would prefer to go to shop, yes, to see what I'm buying, to talk to consultant, yes, to find out the properties or qualities of the whatever. Yeah. And teenagers, they don't do it.
But is that going to change? I mean, you were talking, I think, about Meta and their changes. Can you see that situation changing where ordinary people start going back the other way again?
It looks like because what we found with the Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, he invested a lot of money in Meta before COVID, relying again on advertising. And now he found that he needs to fire more than 11,000 of employees. It's a huge amount of people. And because his belief in advertising actually didn't work.
We've come to the conclusion at Profo Media that there is a sort of a hybrid way forward. I mean, we focus on creating media that people actually want to read and we know people will find engaging, because then if we know that we've got their attention, we can get their attention in their personal space. And that's the secret. Once we've got them in their personal space, then that's the way forward. So we use actually the power of content, but not in the way that maybe it's been considered before, because we know we want to target, and so we're able to write and create very focused media. And I think that's the way forward for the small company too, because if they've only got a limited budget, they've got limited investment, they've got a great idea, don't waste it all on something which will, yes, it will give you traction, but will it give you business? Not sure about that. And then of course you'll run out of money.
So you know how to identify clients and how to talk to possible customers.
And then the small company can do what it does best, which is talk about what they do, because they are experts in what they do, but they're not experts on how to reach who they want to talk to. Yeah. And I think sometimes they get sidetracked by, oh well, we'll just have a nice website, and then
you open this website and you don't understand what exactly do they do.
Yeah, or who does it? That's the issue. I think we're done. Don't you think so?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Richard.
I think so. Thank you.